What's up, guys? It's Ty, aka Timberlands, and I am back with another pregnancy update, so stick around to watch. Week 24. It's getting real, y'all. I'm technically 25 weeks now, but as usual, I always recap the previous week. So we're gonna talk about week 24. At week 24, the baby is about the size of a pomegranate and weighs about 1.3 pounds. Now, of course, this does vary pregnancy to pregnancy, baby to baby, but this is the average that what to expect gets. So around this time, your baby is kind of pushing 1.5 pounds and putting on some weight, getting some fat on the face, bulking up, all that good stuff. Symptoms. So in my last video, I was talking about having these random bouts of nausea. And lately I'm noticing it's brought on more by anxiety. So I just try my best to check myself when I'm having like an anxious moment, because that can be a really huge trigger of nausea. But again, like, it hasn't been as bad as it was in the first trimester. So I just kind of try to work around that as best I can. The other symptom is just a whole bunch of kicking. Like, mama is in there moving all the time. At this point in pregnancy, a lot of women are going to be feeling a whole bunch of kicking. She is very, very active. Like, she is all over the place all the time. It does give me a sense of relief for her to move so much. It just lets me know, reminds me that she's doing well. As far as my appetite goes, my appetite has been pretty random. Sometimes I am really, really hungry and I have cravings, and sometimes I'm just really not hungry at all. I would say last week, week 24, I really, like, my appetite really wasn't that big. So I didn't find myself eating a lot of meals or eating as much as I should have. This week, my appetite has picked up, but that was kind of a struggle for a bit. I think that probably also triggered the nausea too, just because, like, being nauseated on an empty stomach is really, really, really terrible. And if you had a lot of morning sickness throughout your pregnancy, you know that to be a fact. Pregnancy brain, it is not a myth, guys. Like, it is not a myth at all. Like, please do not listen to people when they say, oh, that's not a real thing. It totally is. I am, like, my processing time now is just very, very slow. Like, it takes me a while to process some things, like whether someone is talking to me or if I've read something. Like, the processing time is just really slow. My memory is really terrible. Like, as if my memory wasn't already, like, struggling before. My memory is just very terrible. I will literally tell myself to go do something, like to turn the AC off. I will go walk to the AC, and by the time I get there, I've now forgotten why I walked over here. So I'm finding myself having a lot of notes saved in my phone to remind me of certain things, because I cannot rely on my memory for anything. I forget big stuff, little stuff, medium-sized stuff, whatever. If it's not written down, it's probably not gonna happen. So my suggestion is, if you are dealing with pregnancy brain, just make sure that you journal or write down everything that you need to remember, because it's been, like, kicking my butt recently. I can only imagine getting into the third trimester is probably gonna get a little worse. The other major symptom is insomnia. So my sleep schedule is just all over the place. And sometimes I can fall asleep really, really easily, and sometimes I can't. And that's despite being exhausted. So I could be so tired and ready to take a nap, and I just cannot fall asleep. And then it seems that on the days that I do pass out really quickly, I wake up and it's hard for me to go back to sleep. So last night I randomly passed out on the couch, and I was up, I think I woke up at like 10 or something, and then I didn't go back to bed until like 1 a.m. So it's kind of been a struggle, just because I do feel very tired most of the time. I'm also not really sleeping comfortably. So I ended up looking up suggestions about trying to get to sleep and stay asleep. And I'm gonna try a few things like lavender lotion and tea, stretching before bed, and also getting a new pregnancy pillow because my current pregnancy pillow is not doing the job anymore. And I'm gonna see if that helps a little bit, just because I know right now, if any other time, right now is the time to sleep. Now is the time to sleep more than any other time, because third trimester, it's just gonna get more difficult. And then when the baby gets here, there is no sleep, sis. Like, there's not gonna be any sleep at all. So that is gonna be my priority here, especially throughout like the rest of the pregnancy, is just to get as much rest as I can, because I have not been resting as much as I should. So if you have any suggestions about how to get to sleep and stay asleep, please drop them in the comments. I can always use suggestions, whether they work or not. I would love to see. It's rough out in these streets as a pregnant mama. As far as the checklist goes, right now, my main focus is going to be finding a pediatrician. So in a few weeks, I will be in my third trimester, and I want to go ahead and get that solidified. I know I mentioned that in a previous video, but I'm actually going this next week to try to find a pediatrician. So that's probably something that you will need to be doing around this time. If you haven't already, I would definitely suggest it. My baby shower is in a few weeks, so we're getting everything together for that. Again, it's going to be a drive-through baby shower, but we're going to try to make it as beautiful as possible. And we are really on the roll with that now, which is exciting. I'll be excited to get more stuff for the baby that we could put in the nursery. And I don't know, I'm really anxious and excited to see everything like coming together. And I cannot wait to meet this child, y'all. Like, there's nobody in the world other than Jesus that I've wanted to meet so bad. So the nursery is starting to kind of fill up with things. We haven't got all of the furniture yet, so I haven't been able to organize anything, but I would imagine in the next few weeks that I will have furniture from the baby shower, as far as her dresser and changing tables. So I will start to be able to put things away, and as more of her clothes kind of roll in, you know, organizing things, getting everything ready for her. Also, what I'm gonna start doing here in the next week is tracking her movement, and basically just journaling how many times she moves in an hour. That way that if one day I don't feel as much movement, I can immediately alert my midwife and we can check out to see what's going on. Just because at this point, her movements should be pretty regular, as she'll start to develop a sleep schedule, an official sleep and wake schedule here in the next week. In the previous weeks, the baby has developed patterns of movement, so times of the day that she'll be moving, but in the next week or so, she will officially have developed a sleep and wake pattern. So she should be moving consistently from here until basically the end of pregnancy. So my next video that I'm going to record is going to recap the 25th week and kind of tell you where I am briefly for the 26th week. And that is when I'm going to be doing the mommy giveaway. So please be on the lookout for that. I will be dropping details about that here in the next week or so. And I'm really, really excited to help an expectant mother out. It's just a small gesture to say that I see you, I feel you, I got you. Oh, I can't forget, I will be doing a bump shot at the end of the video, so make sure that you stay for that. If you haven't already, be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and be sure to check out my other videos on the channel. Again, I will be posting again here in the next week with the mommy giveaway, so make sure that you are staying tuned for that. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.